Alright, the reason why I put this up here is because it has esoterical principles behind it. Even though the Bible, as we know, is a plagiarism from the Persian root, which is the book of coming forth by day and night. Now, this is a summary, obviously, the Bible, of the biblical text, or what's called the biblical text, or what is also known as the Heliobiblios, is nothing more than the sun book, or the sun text, or the sun papers, or the sun book. So the reason why I put this up here is because if you look at this, 1 Corinthians, the 6th chapter, the 19th to the 20th verse, it says, or do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit which is in you, and whom have from God, and you are not your own, for you were bought at a price. Therefore glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's. And then it says, 2 Corinthians, the 13th chapter, 5th verse, do you not know yourself that Jesus Christ is within you? The only way in which that Jesus Christ could have existed, you know what I'm saying, as we know that he didn't, and if he did, and for him to be, you must be a homo. Okay? So we know that this has to have an esoterical principle to it. Alright? So what this simply is saying is that this underlying meanings, when you read particular books or scriptures or different texts, there's not one way to look at it. There's not just a literal sense of looking at a text. Alright? This is what happens. There are historians in which I want to get us caught into looking at the text in just one way, in just a literal historical way of looking at it. When it has many levels to this, there's many modes of schemes to this information. And we have to be able to decode it. Oswald Clazy has already taught us this science, that the ancestral database, which the brothers talk about astral projection, that's the ancestral database in which that Oswald Clazy is talking about. That's how you go back into and gain communication with your ancestors. This is nothing spooky about no damn communication with your ancestors. This is who you are. You are a damn byproduct of 7 generations back on your mother's side, 7 generations back on your father's side. And you are a combination or accumulation of those concentrations of energies and memories. So when you want to tap into those memories, you have to go back into what is called the ancestral database, or what they refer to now within the occult realm as the astral projection. All right? Let's continue on, because it's going to get better. All right, right here in the Forbidden Archaeology, the history of humans. Michael Creedmoor, you know what I'm saying, states right here that a groove sphere from the pre-Cambrian South African miner has found hundreds of metallic spheres well underground, and at least one which has 3 parallel grooves running across the equator. The spheres are of 2 kinds, or 2 types. One type is composed of a solid bluish material or metal, with white flakes. The other is hollow and filled with white spongy material. According to the scientists, the spheres are found in pyophytic rocks, which is mined in Western Transvaal, South Africa, which is 2.8 billion years old. And what it says, the spheres are not natural objects, and their origin is unknown, but they're obviously created by intelligent beings. So you worried about 4,000 year history? You worried about some damn Turks who just got here less than 6,000 years ago? When your damn history goes back almost 3 billion years on this damn planet and can be proven? What the hell y'all thinking about? Let's continue on. Right here, Scientific American Magazine, 1852, June 5th, and it says, right here, that they found, it says, geological surveys as pudding stone over 600 million years old. You know what I'm saying? So these things are made over 600 million years ago. 1928, discovered a 12-inch square polished cube on the floor of a tunnel after a blast. It dates back. The coal in the mine is believed to be 286 million years old. In the nearby mine, a solid block of silver in the shape of a barrel was found in a rock 320 million years old. When unreliable comes that you had no set birth record, that's no bullshit. That's real. That's real. You have no set birth record. Right here, this is a picture of the Twa people. Alright, this is off the walls in ancient Canaan. This is also and there was also called the Anu or the On or the Amu people. They're also called the Tassetians. All right. This is a photo historic figure of Taranetr, a noble of the Anu or the Anumu race, who was the first inhabitant of Egypt or ancient Canaan. All right. This is just one of the pictures. In the gods and spacemen in the ancient West. Don't get confused with the spacemen, because in the culture of the ancient Kemites was in the Dogons, who are the ancient Egyptians who came from out of ancient Egypt about 8,000 years ago. They left Egypt 6,000 BC. This has been documented as they moved out of Egypt into Mali. Okay? It says right here, it states that the Pygmies, the Twa, which of course the word Twa comes from the word Ptah, Anu, Amun, On, inhabit the earth for 30 million years. Now, hold up. Yes, these are crackers, right, in your history, but they telling you that you've been on this planet for millions and millions and billions of years. Civilizations in which has risen and has fallen, in which you have no documentation for. Can't have no damn documentation for something that goes back 3 billion years. Are you out your damn mind? Doesn't mean that it don't exist? No. They have found evidence of their existence. We just gave it to you. Continue on. In the hidden life of Freemasons, C.W. Ledbetter, 33 degrees. That Pygmy race is a relic of the old Lemurians and represents them more purely than any other people. The Lemurians were at one a gigantic people, but in the process of dying out, they diminished in size. The African Bushmen are also remnants of the same race, but with very mixed blood, and the same thing is true of those who are usually called the Australian Aborigines, except that in their case they're very alike admixtures of what they call Aryan blood. Anybody who studies the information coming from out of Australia, they know that they went through the same process of the bleaching process, just like all countries who come in contact with the cracker. You know what I'm saying? We here in America got colonialized, as well as also in Africa. All right. So at that time, the Pygmies were spreading all over a great deal of more of Africa than at present, and some of them were the first people to enter Egypt or Canaan. All right. And the reason why we're saying that is because here go a picture coming from out the same book in which that the brother had up here is called the Children of Mu. Only thing they say is that the 12 people, which he didn't give you no reference from the book in it. He didn't tell you this about the Pygmies that they referred to as the first people on the planet dating back over 30 million years ago in here. When he shows you the covers of the book, the cartoons and shit. You know what I'm saying? All looking beautiful, you know, and just making your asses laugh, and that was just funny. But go inside the book and let's see what these authors are saying about you. Let's see what they're saying about you. All right? So we know that there is a geographical position of the of Mu. That is what you call now the remnants of the Hawaiian Islands. If you don't believe me, look up the sovereign kingdom of Hawaii and it will tell you that they are the remnants of Mu. Matter of fact, the damn capital of today is called Maui. M-A-U-I, which is nothing more than Mu. We're Moors. Stop that bullshit. Right here, according to David Caldridge, Hawaii, Fuji Islands, East Islands, some of the Los Angeles areas are the last remnants of the great Morians or the Mauryan Empire. The Morians descendants are said to be primarily the people of the South Seas and Oceania. It says in Hawaii there is one island which is of only pure-blooded Hawaiians live. They have full of Africoid features, dark skin, and woolly hair. And woolly hair. There's only one race of people on the planet who have woolly hair. That's it. Right here. 100 amazing facts about the Negro. By J. Rogers states, the people of Negro descent living in Asia, hence the term Asiatic, and Oceania probably exceeded in the numbers of the present Negro population of Africa. The purest Negro types are in the southern Asia. This is the reason why the term Asiatic is used, not because of no damn Turkish influence. Let's get that straight. Right here. Albert Churchward and the Children of Mu claim that there were 64 million people who died in the sinking or what they call the islands volcanic activity sinking beneath the ocean floor of the Pacific Islands, which is Hawaii, and are the remaining